Life Day. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. I don't see you, but I see you. I feel you. It's been a minute, and I'm happy that we are back. Happy Life Day. Happy LIFE Day, everyone. Happy Life Day. Every day that we are living is a day to be celebrated, to be grateful for, to be happy. So happy Life Day to each and every one of you all. How y'all doing today? How are you all doing? I hope that you are finding some reason to find joy, to smile, to be grateful, that some part of today sparks hope within you. I am Almedia Lee Exum, and this is my podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in and for supporting the channel. Like I said, it's good to be here. It's been a little minute since I've done a motivational video, a Happy Life Day podcast, but know that I carry you all in my spirit every day, that I intentionally have happy life days. But I know that there's a need to inspire others. There's a need to motivate others. So know that I am sending loving energy to you every single day. And I am making sure that I do more motivational videos because it is impacting lives. And I want to make sure that you have the motivation you need to keep you going in a world full of uncertainties, in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the lows and woes of life. I want you to know that there's reasons to rejoice, reasons to be joyful, reasons to be happy. Happy Life Day, y'all. I missed y'all. It's been a little minute, not too long, but a little minute, a little week or two. Well, I think about 2 weeks. But I am here, and it is time to get into today's motivational message of today. But before I do, I wanted to say something. I made a note of something. I just wanted to make sure that if you ever have any topics that you would like me to, I made a note of it, so I was checking my notes, you all. If you ever have any topics you want me to cover, any motivational message, like, hey, I'll meet to talk about this, talk about depression, or talk about anxiety. Now, I'm not a clinical therapist or anything like that, but I can speak on different topics that people need more motivation in. Or Almedia, I'm having trouble with this area in my life, and I would love for you to talk about this. And to the best of my ability, the gifts that God has given me to motivate, I will speak on that topic. So I made a note of that, and I want to make sure that I say that in this video today. So if you have any topics you want me to cover, leave a comment below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to do a video on that. All right. So the motivational message of today is remember who you are. Again, the motivational message of today is remember who you are. You're probably thinking, Almedia, what are you talking about? Remember who I am. What do you mean, remember who I am? Well, I say this because a lot of us lose sight of who we are. A lot of us, we're living in this world, and we become so caught up in the world and what's going on in the world that we don't even know who we are. Have you ever felt that way? I know I have. There's been times in my life where I look up and I'm like, who? Not that many, but times. There's been times where I've looked up and I've been like, who am I? How did I get here? And if I know I felt that way in my life, I know there's people that are feeling that way today. So remember who you are. Don't get caught up in the world and who the world says you are. It doesn't matter what the world says you are, who the world says you are. Remember who you truly are. Remember who you are. The world will try to change you into somebody you're not, into somebody else. Don't let it. You hear me? Almedia is telling you today to remember who you are at the core of your existence. Remember who you are. I heard this quote, and it says, one way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are. So I guess it's kind of a quote, kind of not a quote. But it says, one way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are. So maybe you need an example. So for me, not only am I a creative and I love to motivate people and a writer, but I've also done poetry. I'm a poet. And this phone would go off. This phone would go off when I'm on this motivational live. Hold on, y'all. See? You never know what's going to happen. And I have two phones, so hopefully the other phone doesn't go off. Let me turn this off. I turned off my phone. Let me turn off the other one too. 1 second. Appreciate you all and your patience. So, what I was saying is that with the whole topic of remembering who you are, the whole idea of remember who your heroes are, right? So for me, one thing that I am is I'm also a poet. And growing up, I looked up to people like Langston Hughes. I looked up to people like Phyllis Wheatley. I looked up to Maya Angelou. Their words inspired me and motivated me. And it reminded me of the type of person I wanted to be when I was a kid, when I would read these books in elementary school, right? And so those are some of my heroes. I have other heroes. I have heroes in different aspects of my life. It's different motivational speakers who are my heroes. It's different people who are just everyday people who have done a lot for the communities out here who are my heroes. And so when the quote says, remember who you are by remembering your heroes, sometimes we need to be reminded of who our heroes are to remind us who we are. So for me, when times where I was like, oh gosh, like I'm forgetting all about my skills of poetry. Remember the Langston Hughes, remember the Phyllis Wheatleys, remember the Maya Angelou's, and remember why I do poetry. Because poetry transforms and saves lives. When I think about people like Les Brown, a motivational speaker, and all the lives he's touched. When I think about the people in the community who are changing people's lives, young people and old people's lives, people who I've seen their lives transform just because of some of these community leaders that I know. These heroes, they remind me why I do what I want to do and who I am. So when I get lost in life, when I get lost and I say, wow, I'm not really motivating people, I'm not really writing, doing poetry, I'm not really helping people, I'm shifting from my purpose. I remind myself why I even was on that path. Not only because God has gifted me with this, but also because of people like Les Brown, people like Maya Angelou, people like these community leaders who are saving lives. This is why I do what I do, because it matters. So for you, maybe you're who you are, you identify yourself as someone who is a world-class, I don't know, financial expert. Who knows? I'm just throwing something out there. And you forgot all about your passion for this. You just kind of you're losing yourself in some other career or some other field. And you have to remind yourself of that famous financial person who makes you feel like you, who makes you identify why you do what you do. I don't know if that's a good example. Or let's say you are really passionate about young people and youth, right? And just doing things to uplift young people, right? And you've kind of shifted away from that because you've been doing another field, or maybe you're getting lost in personal issues or personal life situations, right? Because it happens to all of us. And you forget your passion for kids. You get lost. You can't truly forget because it's in your subconscious, because it's a part of the gifts that the universe, God, has given you. But you have shifted away from your purpose into something else, right? When you start to realize, I'm not even serving my purpose anymore. I'm over here because, hey, this pays more, or, I'm caught up over here for other reasons, or I'm dealing with personal things in my life and I can't really get back to my passion. Remember those people who are your heroes, those teachers in your own life who made you want to be, helping youth or serving youth, those world leaders who went around saving youth or providing money for youth organizations who, when you saw them, you were like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it too. Are these good examples, you all? I hope they are. I hope this makes sense. So the example is, if you begin to get lost and start to get lost in yourself and your identity, if you forget who you are, remember your heroes. And you know what I love about this statement that I found, this quote about just remembering your heroes, is because even when we don't get inspired alone, our heroes, when we think about all the stuff that our heroes are, the people that we look at as idols and role models, when we think about the stuff that they did, we may not, the fire within us may not rekindle on our own. And when we start to think about all the stuff that our mentors and role models have done, that fire starts to rekindle. When I think about Les Brown's words, when I think about you got to be hungry, or when I think about, poets like Maya Angelou and Phyllis Wheatley and Langston Hughes and how they soothed my soul when I was young, and I think about the power of their words, I can reignite it to write and reignite it to be creative. When I think about all the people out here saving lives, especially young people's lives and adults' lives. When I think about people like Eric Thomas or Joel Osteen or some of these other leaders who have just transformed lives and they're all in different career paths, right? They all have their own niche and niche, right? But when I hear their voices in my mind, I get inspired because I've seen the work that they've done. And I'm like, this is why I do what I do, because they have saved thousands. And if they can save thousands, I can impact hundreds of thousands. I can impact 10, 20, 1,000, 100,000, a million, because it's within me. And look at what they did. Look at what they did and look how they inspired me. And if they inspired me, I am inspiring someone just by being who I am. And you all, it's not about me today. It's about you. Remember who you are. Remember what makes you you. We get so lost in this society. Playing video games, watching television, getting caught up in the latest gossip. We get so lost in everything. We don't remember what makes us beautiful. I am saying to you today, you are a beautiful woman inside and out. You are a beautiful man inside and out. You have so much to offer the world. I ask you to remember who you are. Remember who is inside of you, that greatness that is within you. Bring it back out. Some of us have gone into the sunken place. I don't know if you all have seen that movie, Get Out. And the guy, the lead actor, he goes into the sunken place, and he's no longer himself. Someone else is controlling his body. A lot of times we have fallen into the sunken place, you all. And we're operating on automatic. And that automatic is not serving our true selves. Some of you all, who you really are, you can save the world. Some of you all are amazing doctors. Some of you all are amazing librarians. Some of you all are amazing athletes. Some of you all are amazing teachers, amazing financial advisors, amazing credit repair people, amazing actors and writers and directors and singers. And once I get into the arts, I just start getting excited thinking about all the artists. Some of you all are amazing at whatever you do. Amazing drawers. You all could really illustrate some stuff, right? Some of you all are amazing at giving advice. And some of you all are amazing at giving people hope, inspiration. We have to use our natural gifts, but we must first remember what they are. It's easy to get lost. There's been plenty of times in my life where I have, like I said, gotten lost. And it's a battle. It's a battle to stay within ourselves, because the world all around us is trying to tell us who we are. The audacity of the world, isn't it? The audacity for people to tell us, the world to tell us who we are. If you allow the world to, it will do it until the last breath in your body leaves. I ask you today, do yourself a favor. Remember who you are. Yes. Know that you are not required to apologize for being yourself. I feel like a lot of us operate in this mode of apologetic, like apologizing for who we are, this apologetic nature. I deal with this a lot where I have to just, I love being me, right? But I'm a people person and I'm an empath. So I care about people. That's why I do. That's why I motivate and inspire. That's why I write. That's why I do different creative arts, because I care about humanity, right? But even if you don't care about humanity, for the most part, like the average person wants to be liked and wants to be loved, right? And so I find in my own life sometimes I'll be apologetic for just being me. I'm like, why am I apologizing for being nice to somebody? If I want to be nice, I want to be nice. It's not naive, being nice. If I want to give somebody a compliment, I'll give someone a compliment. I don't have to apologize for being me. And I'm constantly reminding myself, what makes me me is beautiful. And I want you to know what makes you you is beautiful. Some of you all, you can come up with a story in your head and it'll just be an amazing story. And some people be like, wow, you came up with that in your head? You think too much. No, you're being you. Some of you all are amazing gardeners. You can go out and just make a lawn look amazing. That makes you you. Some people are, obsessed with games, right? Instead of just playing video games, create some video games, okay? Because if you're that passionate about video games, you should be creating some. And that passion can be used for purpose. That makes you you. Whatever you're passionate about, use it for your purpose. Make your passion your purpose and be and live within what you are passionate about. Some of you all are passionate about fashion. You know about all of the name brands and brands out here, shoes and dresses and clothes and jackets or whatever. And you know everything under the sun about every fashion, right? That's beautiful. That's what makes you you. That's what makes you you. And nothing's wrong with it as long as you're using it to further live into your purpose. Yes, further walk into your purpose. Alan Cohen says, every choice before you represents the universe inviting you to remember who you are and what you want. I'm going to say that again. Every choice before you, because we all have choices, right? Every choice before you represents the universe, God, inviting you to remember who you are and what you want. So, for example, we have a choice to get up and do something with our lives, or we have a choice to lay in bed all day, right? We have a choice to be kind and nice to people, or we have a choice to be mean and snappy at people, right? Every choice presented to you is the universe reminding you of who you are, helping you remember who you are. You can either choose to forget and be mean, or you can be nice and, or whatever, like what I'm trying to say is that we have a choice in every single thing that we do to get closer to our true higher selves. Was it Starbucks? I want to give you all an example. Was it Starbucks? I don't remember where I was at. I feel like it was Starbucks because I love getting okay, we're family. Okay, you all, we're family. So you all are going to know my favorite tea to get from Starbucks. Okay, my favorite tea is the Emperor Clouds tea. Emperor Clouds tea. Emperor's Cloud. I'm saying it right. Okay, I don't know. I love getting the Emperor's Cloud tea from Starbucks. Now, I'm pretty sure this happened at Starbucks because I don't go too many places and order things, right? So I think it was Starbucks. So I was at Starbucks and the person, I think it was the person in front of me, somebody was really rude to me, right? I don't even remember what it was about because I don't know what it was about, but I just remember it was a rude customer in front of me. And I really felt like being responding, reacting to their negativity, right? I was thinking in my head, oh, they're trying to be mean. Okay, they want to be rude. I'm going to show them today. And then I had to remind myself of who I was. I was like, Almedia, you could be mean to this person and it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. Why not? Or you can remember who you are. You're a loving person. And these are thoughts going on in my head. This literally was going on in my head because I was prepared to be just as mean as this person in front of me. I don't remember what it was because I go to Starbucks a lot. I go to Starbucks a lot to get this tea. But I remember they were being rude. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get them. I don't know what I'm gonna say, because I'm not super quick with like being like snappy back at people, but I'm sometimes this is what I'll do, you all. Sometimes I'll think afterwards. I'll be like, man, I should have said like something. I'll be thinking like, man, that would have been smart to say. But I rarely like respond to negativity, right? But that day I was ready. I was like, oh, they want to be mean. It was a woman. I was like, oh, she wants to be mean. Okay. I'm gonna be rude too. I was thinking this, right? Didn't happen. I was telling myself, I was like, Almedia, you could be mean, but remember who you are. You're someone who cares about people. You say you care about people. You say you love people. Are you going to give this woman this negative energy, or are you going to let it go? Knowing that this person is having a bad day that has nothing to do with you. And I was like, dang, self, can I just get back at this person? Like, dang, why you trying to guilt trip me? We are always having internal conversations with ourselves. I don't know. I do, though. I do. And so I didn't say anything. I let it go. And when I got back in the car, you all, I thanked myself. I thanked my inner me, because my inner me came out in a moment when I was trying to be somebody who I wasn't. Because I'm not a mean person. I'm not a spiteful person. I'm not a vengeful person. But sometimes the world turns us into these people. See, you know? This is how it's coming full circle. I know I was talking about Starbucks and trying to remember what happened, but the moral of the story is the world wants us to be mean, spiteful, combative, violent and everything. I had to remember who I was, because for a second I forgot. And I was okay being who I was not. I was okay about to be like vengeful and spiteful to this person. I knew it was going to feel good for a couple of seconds. How many times in life have you realized you were totally not yourself? It felt good not being yourself. But you can easily get lost down the rabbit hole not being yourself. Come on out of the sunken place. Remember who you are. You are loving individuals. You are people who want the best for others. You, my friend, you are kind. You are amazing. You are brilliant. You have greatness within you. Remember, all you have to offer the world, and don't let any woman, man, or child tell you anything different. I heard this quote by the person's name is Julia Cameron. I don't know who this is. I saw this and I loved it, and I wanted to share this with you all because I knew it related to the idea of remembering who you are. Julia Cameron. It says, "Walk with me to the edge of the city. Take off your shoes and feel the earth. Remember who you are. You are a star, a mountain, the fountain in the sun. Your heart is the velvet cave where birds sing." So remember how I was talking about earlier how, I'm a poet, so I love things that sound poetic and poetry and songs. And I'm an artist. I'm an artist. So I love humanity and I love art. And I read this and I was like, this is beautiful. And I'm going to read this again. This is by Julia Cameron, all right? Look her up. I looked her up. I think she's a singer. I just thought this was great. And I just found this. I thought it was great and I wanted to share with you all. And it says this. It says, "Walk with me to the edge of the city. Walk with me to the edge of the city. Take off your shoes and feel the earth. Remember who you are. You are a star, a mountain, that fountain in the sun. Your heart is the velvet cave where birds sing." Julia is explaining beauty through words, artistically, right? Beauty through words. And she's explaining how beautiful something is, and that something is us. She's explaining just how when you find out who you are, when you explore and find out who you are and remember who you are, that journey of coming back to oneself is a beautiful journey. She says, you are a star, a mountain, that fountain in the sun. That's brightness. If you're a fountain in the sun, you bright. You a star. Remember who you are. You are a star. Your heart is that velvet cave. Caves are beautiful. They have depth, but they're beautiful, red, vibrant, where birds sing. May your heart sing while you're remembering who you are. I hope you all are understanding. I hope you're feeling me today. The motivational message of today is remember who you are. Your job on earth is not to learn because you already know, but to remember who you are. Neil Walsh says this. Neil Walsh said that. Neil Walsh said, your job on earth is not to learn because you already know, but to remember who you are. So your job isn't to learn who you are because it's within you, but you have to remember who you are. You know what this makes me think about? The Lion King. And man, if you haven't seen The Lion King, look, family. The Lion King. Not the new Lion King. Go and watch the old Lion King. You know, when Simba, Mufasa's son, the lead lion in the movie, when Simba, after Mufasa dies, Simba goes off. He thinks it's his fault. He goes off on a journey of trying to run from who he is, right? And he finds pleasure in losing himself. He finds pleasure in stripping himself of his identity as the young prince who's going to be the king, you know, of the pride, right? He loses himself. He finds two friends. He's comfortable with his new identity. But what is buried always rises up. When the truth is buried, it rises up, right? And so who you truly are can't truly be buried forever, because burying that truth is painful. So when he found his friends, he was living a life in some oasis. It looked real nice, He grew up to be a young cub or young lion, right? And who he was came back to find him. An old friend came back to find him. He had to address his past. He had to address who he truly is, right? And I remember when he was going on this self-discovery, because he forgot everything he was. He felt good. It was painful but good to be this other person who wasn't him, right? When it was time to find out who he was, he had to go back, and he met up with this monkey, Rafiki or something like that. And Rafiki told him, you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. You angry and you don't even know who you are. And Rafiki helped him remember who he was. And Simba, he reunited with the ancestor who was his father and said, remember who you are. You are a king, the one true king. You are my son. I want to tell each and every one of you all, you are loved. The universe, God loves you. You are royalty. You are amazing. Remember who you are. In Lion King, I remember that he was saying, remember who you are. Remember who you are. You are royal. He was speaking life into his son. You all represent the sun, the light within you all. Remember who you are. And the sun, not just literal, but the actual sun, the light, the beams of light. Remember who you are. That was very powerful in The Lion King, I swear. It really was, because a lot of us go through these journeys of forgetting who we are. We get sidetracked. We're living another life. We're consumed by different parts of our life and different things we've taken on in life. And we have to remember who we are at the core of who we are, right? I hope this makes sense. Leave a comment below if this makes sense. You all, remember who you are. You are amazing. You are loved. You are valuable. You have greatness within you. You are a beam of sunlight, of sunshine. And no matter what you are experiencing in life right now, some of you all are dealing with health issues, wealth issues, job issues. You're dealing with things going on with this what's going on in the country and in the world right now. Some of you all are dealing with making decisions that are uncomfortable for you, deciding if you're going to do this with your health, or do this with your job, or do this with your kids, or do this with your finances, or, or some of you all are having issues with relationships and love and family life and, dating and emotional support and depression and anxiety and all these different things. Remember who you are. You are loved. You are valuable. Your life has worth. You are loved. You are valuable. Your life has worth. Why do I say this? Because it needs to resonate. And sometimes hearing things once does not do it. You need to hear it over and over and over and over again. That's why I say remember who you are. Remember the good things that make you you. Some of you all are so hilarious, so funny. You enter a room and people they want to be around you because you make people laugh. Some of you all make people think. Some of you all just give good advice. Some of you all are just really quiet and reserved, and people feel comfortable around you because you're not a talker. You know what I mean? We all have different things to offer the world, but you do have things to offer the world, and you are great. You are greatness in human form. You are amazing. You are loved and you are valuable. And I ask you today to remember who you are. That is the motivational message of today. You all, I hope it inspired you. I hope it motivated you. I'm calling this fruit from the tree of life, you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for supporting the channel. Remember that you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and SoundCloud at Almedia Exum. Remember that you are loved and you are valuable and that you matter. Remember that life is a gift to be celebrated. The world loves you. And if you believe it, if you decide to believe it, if you keep telling yourself, you'll start to realize that all of your wants and needs are being taken care of little by little. I want you to know that each day that you're living is a day that you can truly celebrate if you just find gratitude. Remember to have a happy life day, and if you can't be happy, at least be kind to yourself and to others. Thank you all for tuning in. And just remember that everything you do, everything, it starts with you and it starts within. Remember who you are. Have a happy life day.
Hey, family. Remember to carry around happiness with you. Go to the Happy Life Day merch store and get you some Happy Life Day items. See you soon.